injury situation? I think it's quite a long list. Sadio Mane, of course, has been having a bit of a shoulder problem, but how are things looking?
Yeah, it was a situation and a challenge in the two players up in the air, coming down, and then Sadio fall on his shoulder. But it's not that serious. But in this moment, I have no idea if he could be available for the weekend or not. But I don't think it will take a long time. But would have been better without this situation. But that will always happen. Things like this, so you can't avoid this. But yeah, in the first moment it was not too good. But meanwhile it's all, I think, all okay.
In terms of the rest of the boys coming back?
Yeah, full training made Millie, Daniel, Luke was on a good way. Made the warming up with us, but then we let him do something else. Maybe it's today in team training. We will see. Mama is on a better way, not part of team training, but it's not too far away from it, so that's good. You have to help me, which it's a long list.
Milner, Sturridge, Lucas, everybody else is a bit longer term, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, after the weekend, great to get the win, but Alberto Moreno seemed to come in with a lot of criticism. What do you think about that, and will he feature in the game next game?
Which kind of criticism?
That he wasn't as good as perhaps he should have been in defence.
Well, we do it all the time when somebody plays the performance of everybody. If somebody was not too good, then we talk about him in the press conference. Oh, that's cool. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, he was involved in a penalty situation, right? So that's something, of course, how always we spoke about. How can we defend together differently? Because the situation was cleared 2 times before the penalty situation, and in my opinion, we could have avoided this situation in 5 or 6 times before, and then it came to the situation where Alberto could have done better. That's right, but that's all. So I don't understand. Actually, I don't really understand what we are talking about now. We talk about Alberto Moreno because he didn't defend so good in a game against Arsenal, or what?
Well, the fact that he seemed to come in for a lot of criticism, was any of that criticism fair, in your opinion?
I told you a lot of times that I cannot be interested in criticism of other people when Alberto played, so there should be a reason for it, I think, and that's what I'm thinking about, not what other people want me to think about the player. So I have no idea what I don't understand the question now, maybe because I should read more newspapers or something like this, but so I have absolutely no idea what we are talking about. The world is not satisfied with our left back, or what?
I think
Tell me.
I think maybe because James Milner had played in that spot for a few pre-season games and now James is fit again, that maybe one-on-one is perhaps making 7 or...
Yeah, things like this are always possible. We won 4-3, but it's not that I thought we could not have done better in this game. So of course I have no idea. In this moment I didn't make a final decision about the lineup, of course. So good to know. We have a lot of players. I told the players after the game when we had a meeting and we made the analysis that it was good enough for the first game because we won, but a lot of things to improve. A lot of players come back to training. So Emre Can came later in the preseason. So, but how everybody could see when he came in, he's now on a good way. Then Sturridge is back. Divock Origi came later in the preseason, but he's getting better and better. So he was not in the lineup. So he could be in the lineup. The same is for Joel Matip with little injury issues. Millie is back. So. My job is to watch during the week who gives me which signs, and then I make the lineup. So, and the last game is one thing I think about. Of course, it's important but not the only thing I should use for my decision, and so that's all. So that's how it is always. Yeah, Millie is back, and he missed, I don't know exactly, maybe 8-9 days or something, but he's always in a physical good shape. So I don't think that he had lost a lot. Yeah, option like a few other players too.
I'm possibly thinking too much into this, but with regards to your opening home fixture, I know it can't be helped, but it's not going to be until the start of next month. So this is a reverse fixture that should have been at Anfield, is at Turf Moor. Does that make any difference to you in terms of not getting the Anfield experience earlier rather than later?
I'm so long in this business, but I can't exactly describe the advantage of a home game, but there is an advantage. Of course, the atmosphere always helps in good moments. I was never in the situation, but I heard about that home atmosphere can be different, so that it doesn't help one or the other team. That's all possible, but I don't. I would think about it if I could change it, but I can't change it. So we have the situation with the new stand. We know it a long time. And so that's absolutely clear from the first day of the when the fixtures came out, we knew second match day in Burnley. So that's difficult enough. So it would have been difficult if they play here. So there's no easy game to play in this league. And so that we play there is not something where we really think about. I know meanwhile about the home record of Burnley and all this stuff until the Swansea game. I don't know how long they were unbeaten and things like this. So they are really strong, feel confident at home. So that makes it not more easy for us, but they are new in the league. And the first, if it would have been for them the first away game at Anfield, that's a nice atmosphere. That's something you are looking forward to when you get promoted, and that's would have been difficult too. So now that we play now in Burnley, that we play now then at Tottenham, it's nothing we can change. So we don't think about it.
I just wanted to know if there were any further updates on the futures of either Christian Benteke or Mario Balotelli.
No updates. No.
In fact, I've got to James first.
Jurgen, given that we've had a European Championship this summer and some of the players involved in that haven't had a massive break, do you think that there is a too high expectation of perfection in the first couple of games?
Expectations in football are always high. So, and that's completely okay, though. But again, it's not what we can really think about. We have the biggest expectation about ourselves. That's how it is. It's nothing that not on one day in preseason we thought it's difficult. Yeah, it was difficult, that's clear, but it was no excuse for the first game or the second game or something else. We have a lot of players who were involved from the first day in preseason. So a few other players, they weren't involved from the first day. So we have to, how all the other clubs too, we had to make decisions. How long holiday, how long can we give them for rest and all that stuff, and we made our decisions. And so now we had the first game. It's something like a first sign, not more. Few things were really nice to see, a few others not too nice. That's how it is, and now we have to go on. And that's the Euros is really long ago, but of course, it would be perfect. No national game in the summer break, no tournament in the summer break, and all players from the first day together. But then still, all the other teams would have had the same situations, and then you have to make the right things in the preseason. So it's all about doing the right thing in the right moment, and that's what we tried to do. And we feel quite confident that we did it, but now we have to prove it.
Just a question on Adam Lallana. He obviously scored last weekend. He got 7 goals last season. Is goal scoring the next area where you are encouraging him to improve?
I remember when we had last season a talk. I don't know exactly when it was. Well, when I spoke to Adam, he came actually to me and spoke about this. I didn't really recognize it as an issue. That it's not goal scoring. Yeah, of course, everybody could score more goals, but I was really happy with his performances, and we scored goals. Not always, but it's not something you can force. It's not to say, come on, score goals. But what you can do, and that's why I like, for example, especially the Adam Lallana goal at Arsenal, was Adam involved 6 players in the box. So that's what is a sign for a good team performance and for a confident team performance. That's really important, that we have these different options in the box. So Gini could make a cross. 3 options, I would say, who could take the ball after the cross. Adam was the quickest and finished the situation. So that's a perfect goal, in my opinion. And as more as is, and that's, of course, it's not about goal scoring, it's about being in the right positions to be a threat. So because you can score goals they all can score goals. They all scored goals in their life. So it's not about this. It's about being confident enough to be close enough to the right situation, that you can we have opportunity to score, and that's I'm fine with it. He plays a new position. It's not too new because it's change the style a little bit. That's not too important, and so he's still an really offensive player, and so he need to be in and around the box in situations like this. He was, so all good.
Just briefly go back to the left back situation. It's probably the part of the squad where you've got the least cover. Are you happy to go through the season with one recognised left back and somebody else filling in?
Look, we have to make decisions, and the decisions in this case that we say, okay, the most comfortable situation is you have 3 players for each position. So because then already one can be injured, and if in a game the other one is injured, you have still an option. So that's not how you can make a squad. So it's not about going risk on one position or something like this. It's on all other positions, if we would have found the perfect fit with all the things around, it's not about money, only playing style, defending skills, offensive skills, technical things. So if we would have found this, then I think you would know, because then we would have made a transfer. So, but it's not that, and so we have a lot of players, in our opinion, who can play in our style of play, left fullback. So now you can say, but it's not a left fullback. So that's how it is, or how everybody can see it. But we are not blind, and we don't think left fullback. Even when Alberto would be injured, then so what I heard now, nobody is happy with, or not a lot of people are happy with the solution of Alberto Moreno. So I'm sorry for this, but then we have other options. How I said, Milican played, and he played it really good. Who saw the Barcelona game, how big games are, everybody recognized then, not bad. Of course, I had a talk to him, and what's your opinion about it? He's an experienced player. I don't want to force a player on a new position or something like this. I don't want to say everybody, but you have to do this. No, I need that the player is convinced by himself. And Kleine played it. We have a wonderful young player with Trent Alexander, who played right fullback. So we have options. Ragnar Klavan, in a very defensive day, he can play left fullback. So there are a lot of different options. And we can say, okay, we take another one. That's possible, but only if it really is the guy we want. And we have to build a squad where everybody see the perspective to play. The problem with all the transfer things is that nobody cares about the players they are still here. So that's like it. You know it from your. It's nobody cares about what do we do with the players that are still here. I put them away. I don't know. They shall leave, whatever. But I think it's about commitment. If we expect commitment from the players, we have to show commitment too. And when ends work, and when ends development, who decides this? So, and making mistakes. Football is a game. You cannot play without making mistakes. That's not possible. So you have to to use them if you want, with counter pressing sometimes, or with you have to ignore them in some moments because you already made a mistake, so you cannot make it better in most of the times. Ask goalkeepers, ask the central defenders. When they make a mistake, most of the time it's a goal, but they have to carry on, and that's how we have to do it too, in the team, in the work we do with the guys, and that's what we are doing. That's all.
Just finally, you didn't include Danny Ings last week in your squad at Arsenal. Where chance he could feature against his own club this weekend?
But we can, of course. I like Danny, really. I had to talk to him, and I told him last week, in my opinion, it makes more sense that he collects game time, that he can play what he did. So he scored a goal, all good. But the situation is here like it is. You can ask me about this, or you already know about it. So it's not a situation. We have not a big problem in this moment, and hopefully it stays like this on strikers. So we need to work. Every player needs to work and be available, and then I have to make decisions. That's how it is. Show me your best, and I will make decisions. And the most comfortable situation for me would be that the decisions are really difficult to make. It's pretty possible, and hopefully it stays like this, that I have to make on Friday, tomorrow, really difficult decisions, because nobody gave me a sign that you don't want to be involved. That's manager's life.
Anything else outside of the room from you guys?
Obviously, John Flanagan can't play on Saturday. Was it a difficult decision letting him leave the season?
No, because it makes sense for him. So it's the same. It's not the same again, but it's similar to Danny. After a long injury, you need time. You need time, and you need to have the opportunity then to play. But it's of course not. Danny is not that long time out like Flano was, but especially in Flano's case, it was. I thought it makes absolutely sense that he has a big opportunity to play more often on highest level, and Burnley gave him this opportunity. So it's all good for both sides.
Thanks, guys, for those who were on for the breakout. Thank you.
Welcome.
Respect.